Okay. I haven't made a tarot video in quite a while, and there were several reasons for it. I was always told that tarot is not good and that you shouldn't do tarot because it's focusing nature and that you are a divine being and that you don't need to do tarot to that it's too focused, like using the cards is kind of a waste of your talents or something like that. That it's not in your divine nature to use tarot. It's almost like a cheap parlor trick almost to use tarot. And that it's using your consciousness in a limited way. But I like tarot. I like tarot a lot. Also, it could be that you're manifesting bad things to happen. And that it's possible that you could manifest negativity to happen. So, where the mind goes, it's possible that if I channel something negative, that I'm putting it out into the universe to channel those things. And that's very possible. So if I do channel something that is negative, I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with it in this video. I do know that I was being guided to print the last picture that I took in my phone and to share that. And the last picture in my phone was me taking a picture for a blue sky. And that was a picture of me masking up again because I was scared. And I didn't realize that that was the last picture I had taken in my phone. So there's something about in 2025 having to mask up again, and having us as a society having to, I'm not saying like pandemic levels of masking up, but there's something about being concerned about public safety and public health, that there's going to be a group of people who are concerned about public safety and public health. And so I think that there's going to be people masking up for their own well-being. So I think that that's possibly a movement that will happen, only because of political, like as a political statement, possibly, I'm thinking, or worse, or that there's going to be like problems with public health. I'm already hearing kind of grumblings about it, about people concerned about the public health, and I'm thinking that I was already concerned about it, and there was like sentiments about like possibly like masking up again. People were talking about things like bird flu and things like that, or I think that it's going to be some kind of illness that we haven't even heard of yet, or it's something that's like below the surface that is going to, it could be even something as simple as like the flu. Stephen King had talked about super flu, but something about like that coming to the surface and being, putting that into public consciousness and becoming a problem. Because what year did his book take place? It took place in the future, and we are living in the future now, in Stephen King's future. Okay. I don't have very much time, so let's get some predictions for 2025. I haven't done a reading in a very long time, and I've been on medication changes, so I asked the universe if I would be okay to do readings, and they said I would be doing okay, like I'd be doing fine on this. So said it's like riding a bike, you never really forget. So of course, we have conflict. That's the thing that fell out of the deck, is conflict. We have on the bottom of the deck death in reverse. So there's something about ending conflicts or slow movement in conflicts. So we have, what conflicts do we have currently going on? We have the Russia-Ukraine conflict. We have the Gaza conflict. I'm thinking something about Syria. Something about Syrian conflict. Wasn't there something about Syria that I saw online? I'm not sure, but I'm thinking something about Syria. Because I was thinking Ukraine. Isn't Aleppo in... Okay. Because I'm thinking Aleppo, which is Ukraine, I think. And then I'm thinking something about Syria. I don't know. I might have to meditate on it some more. But there's something about... They're not necessarily going to ramp, I don't think. I think it's just going to be a continual process of it. I think that when Trump gets into office, he's going to help Russia take Ukraine. And I think Ukraine might fall. I think it's going to be a hard-fought battle. I don't know. I see a lot of dynamics. Let me see. Tell me. So I see Ukraine being like very brave. Ukraine is very brave, by the way. I feel this bravery. So that's what these soldiers are. I see this bravery. I don't think that they're going to fall necessarily, because I think that there are going to be other people that will support Ukraine. I don't think the US is going to continue to support Ukraine, however. I'm thinking like England might step up and support Ukraine, and France might step up and support Ukraine, but I think that the US might not support Ukraine anymore. Because I see like pictures of like Trump and Putin like kind of like patting each other on the back or something. But then I see like England and France, like I have this like richness of like, I don't know, supporting each other. And like, it's not necessarily a world war that it goes into. They're just doing things behind the scenes. But it's not necessarily going to be like, it's not going to be like, and the US hands over Ukraine and then the war is over. And then it's just, that's that. It's going to be much more complicated than that. Because it's not like the US owns Ukraine. The Ukrainian people are independent and they have their own. Yeah, it's not going to be a full judgment. There's going to be a lot of things that are, it's not going to be just like, and that's the judgment, like that's the judgment being handed down, like that's the end of the battle, that's the end of the fight, that's the end of the war, that's the end of the situation. I think that Gaza might calm down, however. I think that there's going to be a shift in Gaza. Am I right? Tell me what you think about Gaza. Ooh. Ooh. There's some stuff happening in the background in Gaza. What's going on in Gaza? who is, there's a woman involved in Gaza. Sunflower of peace, I heard. So we have this Queen of Wands. Yeah, there's something about the sunnier side. So we have Five of Cups in reverse. It's like, yes, there's still a little bit of moroseness because there's so much damage. There's so much damage. But, I heard we can rebuild. This wants to come out. What's this one? I'm seeing celebrations of births and weddings, sadnesses of burying the dead, but I'm moving forward, trying to heal from what's happened. The word that's on the tip of my tongue is reclamation. Reclamation of what's lost. Ours together. This land is your land, this land is my land, this land is our land together. I'm not sure what that means. Because there is a fighting over whose land is whose, Palestinian and Israeli. Because we have the Two of Swords dividing up. It's like taking a baby and dividing it in half. What's that story? The story of about dividing the baby and being caught between two sides. It's like the stalemate goes on, but it's like going back to two corners and stalemating enough to build lives again. Beyond the wars. What's beyond the wars? Elon. What sneakiness is Elon doing? You've got Seven of Swords. There's a pain in my neck. I think we can all understand that this is about to happen, but just the gravity of the situation, the magnitude of the ransacking of the government that's going to happen is going to be interesting. Do you know, have you ever watched the movie Fern Gully? You know the character Smog? How he gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and how he's like feeding off of like industry, and like how he's just like killing the trees and sucking up all of like that disgusting like black smoke. And he's just getting bigger and bigger. And he's like that thick, oily, like, substance. How he's just like, this, he has that viscosity to him. That's how I see Elon Musk, is like smog. There's something about him that is big and terrifying. And he's about to get a big slice of pie, big slice of something, a big piece of industry. 15:15 on the clock. And it's about to leave a lot of people very unhappy. And it's about to leave a lot of pockets very empty. 15:37 on the clock, 15:40. I'm seeing it's a Disney film, Robin Hood. You know, the sheriff of Nottingham, how he has that big bag of coins and how he has that big belly and he goes around and he's always shaking people down for their coins and how he just gives it to King John. That's Elon. That's Elon. He's the sheriff of Nottingham. What's this about? There's going to be a lot of you ever watched The Hunger Games? 17:17 on the clock. I gotta go soon. You ever watched The Hunger Games? Where everybody's starving, but they're watching like all of these like very well-to-do people like living these luxurious lifestyles and like spending a lot of money while people are starving in the streets. I think that's what it's going to be like. You're going to hear about like a lot of like lavish parties and like celebrity culture, like insane amounts of celebrity culture as a distraction from the horrors of everyday life. And it's going to get really intense pretty soon here. Like it's going to get dialed up. Like the difference between the haves and the have-nots is about to get like really intense. Anyway, and that's for 2025. Yeah, there are no more messages. It's going to get better after that in 2026, but 2025 is going to be a bad year for people specifically. It's going to be like, it's not as bad as 2020, but it's definitely going to be like kind of a chaotic year, I think. And it's just one of those years that you have to get through. Okay, I gotta go.